Money in the Bank is this Saturday, so I'm going to be running down the card and telling you guys all my picks for the big event. Let's get into it. So the first match on the card is going to be a 6-man tag team match, which sees the WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens going up against the Bloodline, any three of Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu. That's a weird little tidbit to add that it could be any three of them. We've all been hearing that Jacob Fatu won't be able to travel internationally due to his criminal record, so I don't imagine he'll be coming to Canada. So that really leaves us with Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. I'm pretty sure all of them can travel. So that's gonna be the match, and I mean, I don't really care too much for the Bloodline thing that's going on right now. It's just not super important. It doesn't feel like it doesn't really matter. I would definitely say give the win to the faces here. Maybe let Randy Orton turn on Cody Rhodes at some point during the match. I would definitely love to see a Randy Orton heel turn leading into potentially SummerSlam. I don't know for sure if that's what's going to happen, but there has been clear signs that he wants Cody's title. In either case, I definitely think you can make the faces win, and then at the end of the match, Orton turns on Rhodes, if you're going to go that route. So my pick, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens for the win. Next, we have Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. This one's going to be interesting. I love Sami Zayn to bits, and I also love Braun Breaker to bits. Braun Breaker is the absolute future of the business. I've been very much behind him for a while now, even though I've never been a fan of like NXT 2.0. I kind of dropped off of NXT in like 2019, realistically. But Braun Breaker, I've always had a good eye on him because he's always been really impressive and really cool. Obviously, if you're related to Scott Steiner, you're gonna be a fucking freak. And that's exactly what he is. He is a genetic freak. Love Braun Breaker. I think this is probably his time to beat Sami Zayn for the title. Sami's held it for a good while. It's been a decent enough reign. He's had a couple good moments with the belt. I mean, it doesn't hurt him to lose to Braun Breaker here. Braun Breaker is clearly on a fucking warpath right now. Has so much momentum behind him. I don't see why, Sami would really suffer from losing to Braun Breaker here. So I definitely think Braun Breaker's taking the Intercontinental Championship. Next up, we have Damian Priest versus Seth freaking Rollins. This is a last chance match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Essentially, if Seth Rollins cannot beat Damian Priest, he is not allowed to challenge for the belt as long as Priest is champion. And if Priest wins, Rollins will never, I just said that. If Rollins wins, Priest must leave Judgment Day. And as a bit of an added bonus here, the winner, potentially, faces Gunther at SummerSlam. I say potentially because obviously we do have the idea of the Money in the Bank. That does exist. We don't know when on the card the men's Money in the Bank match is happening. There could be a cash in the night of Money in the Bank, for all we know. So the winner faces Gunther at Mania. That's a big thing. Priest could be leaving Judgment Day. That's a big thing. Rollins may never face Damian Priest for the title again. That's a big thing. Lots of big things happening in this match, and it's very interesting. It's very cool. I will say, and I'm probably one of the many saying this, Damian Priest's title reign has sucked. Every time he defends the belt, I want him to lose it. I'm just not a big Damian Priest guy. Never will be a big Damian Priest guy. Trust me, he's got a good aura to him. He's got the body, he's got the look, he's got the physique, he's got the moves, he's got this, everything about him is good. It's just he's not a good champion. I don't know how, but it doesn't work. It doesn't click. He's not a superstar. He doesn't have the it factor. That's the only real problem with Damian Priest right now. I don't see him as a champion. So it's kind of difficult seeing him hold the belt as long as he's been holding the belt. I don't see him bringing it into SummerSlam. Because at SummerSlam, you need all the big names. You need the big matches. You need the big shit going on. You can't have Damian Priest fighting Gunther for a title at SummerSlam. That's boring. It's bland. Doesn't matter. I know they're really giving Priest this title as a thank you for carrying the company for a while, because I mean there was a bit there where he kind of was carrying the company because everyone was injured, and I mean house show circuits as well. He's the main event in every single house show. He's been a top talent in that regard. So that's what this title reign's really about. It's thanking him for that, and that's cool. Give him his moment in the sun. but I think it's over. I think he's going to leave Judgment Day. I think Rollins is going to win the title, and I think it's going to be Rollins and Gunther at SummerSlam. Why would it not be Rollins and Gunther? Judgment Day has been falling apart forever now, and they're doing this thing where every week there is some dissension, and then it gets resolved, and then the next week there's some dissension, and it gets resolved. I'm really hoping we can finally end that here with Priest leaving the Judgment Day. I think we're obviously going to be leaving, like, Finn and JD can do their own thing. Dom's going to be doing his custody of Dominic thing at SummerSlam with Rhea and Liv. You know, I don't think Priest has really much to do after this match necessarily, which kind of worries me that he might retain, but I think at the end of the day Rollins is taking the belt. Let me know what you guys think about this one though. Let me know in the comments below who you got for winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Alright, so we are down to the 2 Money in the Bank matches of the evening. The first is the Women's Money in the Bank. It is going to be Io Sky versus Chelsea Green versus Lyra Valkyria versus Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi versus Zoe Stark. Lots of names here. I will say, and I'm going to say this about the men's too, these Money in the Bank matches do not seem star-filled. Like, they don't seem packed full of, like, big name superstars. Not necessarily a bad thing, because with the Money in the Bank, you can use that to make stars as well. So like a guy or a girl, we'll use a girl like Lyra Valkyria, for example. I don't like Lyra Valkyria, she's not a superstar yet, but if you were to give her the Money in the Bank and she cashes in and becomes champion, if you do well, she could become a star off that. It really depends on the booking, of course, but right now I don't see it happening. There's definitely one girl in this match that I'm looking at that could be a huge star, that is already on her way to being a big star, but she just kind of needs this little oomph. And I think it's my pick to win, and that is Tiffany Stratton. I think it is Tiffy time all day, every day. They need to make a pink Tiffy time t-shirt. I would buy that shit. I'm a huge fan of Tiffany Stratton's. She is just such a great heel, such a great character as well, great in the ring, great on the microphone. She has it. She has everything you could ask for with a wrestler. She is absolutely the next big female wrestler in the business, and I cannot wait to see her succeed, and I think this is the best launching platform for her to do so. Because let's be real, Io Sky doesn't need it. She was just champion not that long ago. Chelsea Green, maybe. I wouldn't complain if Chelsea Green won. Lyra Valkyria, give her time. She doesn't need it right now. She just got called up to main roster. No, not yet. Naomi, no. I don't see Naomi doing much in the company. I've never been a big fan of Naomi, I will be honest. Ever since she debuted the Glow gimmick in like 2017, no thanks, not for it. And Zoe Stark, I mean, that's another one that like could win, definitely, but I don't see it right now. I think Tiffany Stratton takes the Money in the Bank and eventually becomes the women's champion. And last but not least, it is the men's Money in the Bank match. We will see Jey Uso going against Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, yeah, and Drew McIntyre. What a lineup here. I mean, there's a couple names that maybe don't fit in quite as well. Seeing Andrade in this match is a bit strange. Andrade is great, don't get me wrong, but they have not been using him enough to put him in this kind of match. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Everyone else makes sense. Like, Jey Uso, great. Carmelo Hayes is a superstar in the making. Andrade, weird. Chad Gable, amazing. Cannot wait to see him in this match. LA Knight, of course, LA Knight. And Drew McIntyre. Like, that's a lot of big names. Big names. And here's the thing, right? I feel like it's being really predictable. I feel like this match is really predictable. I don't want it to be, because I remember last year's match seemed really predictable too, and then it wasn't. I don't want Drew McIntyre to win. I know that's what they're going for. I don't want that to be what happens, because he doesn't need to. He really doesn't. He's doing his feud with Punk. Punk's going to come back. They're going to have their match. There's not going to be any titles at stake there. There doesn't need to be any titles at stake. I don't want there to be any titles at stake, because there doesn't need to be. That's a blood feud. A blood feud does not need a title. As much as I would love to see Drew get an actual title reign for once in his life that's not in the Thunderdome, I don't think this is the time for it. I think it is LA Knight's time, finally. I'm going to say this, anytime they put him in a match where he could win something, I'm going to be like, yeah, it's LA Knight's time. Because it's been his time for so long. And we're getting to the point now where if you don't capitalize on LA Knight now, you're going to miss out. Because he's getting to the point where the fans are going to stop supporting him. The fans are going to stop caring. We need LA Knight to win the Money in the Bank. We're not going to keep supporting him if he does nothing. He's going to be the speed champion in 2 weeks if he doesn't win this match. Like, I need LA Knight to win. We all need LA Knight to win. And I mean, they've been advertising this show all around Jey Uso, which almost seems like it could be him winning it, but that also seems like it's kind of a red herring. Like, I feel like you're supposed to think Jey Uso is going to win, and then bada bing, bada boom, fucking Andrade wins. Like, I don't know. It's a Money in the Bank. You really never know. I wouldn't be too mad if anybody in this match won. Honestly, like, that's kind of how I feel right now. But if I had to pick, and if I was booking, I would book LA Knight to win. Let LA Knight win. Let him hold the briefcase for a good long while. You can keep him doing his megastar crap, fighting Logan Paul. You can keep him doing that, and that's fine. I'm worried Logan Paul is going to interfere and fuck LA Knight up in this match. That's a very strong possibility. And if that's the case, whatever. He can still chase Logan Paul and go after the US title. Nothing wrong with that. But, I mean, I would love to see a long Money in the Bank reign with LA Knight. Lots of star power there, and then boom, cash in at a big event like a Survivor Series, for example. Like, give him that moment, because he fucking needs it. Alright guys, so those were my picks for Money in the Bank. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below, and leave your picks as well. I want to know who you guys think is taking home all the Money in the Bank, all the titles, you name it. Let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Click the bell so you know every time I post. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I already said TikTok. At This Is Dilly. Subscribe to my other channel at Dilly Plays YT, where I have been playing some Bully. I've also been playing every single Road to WrestleMania that exists. If you guys are into wrestling games, go check those out. There's a whole lot of Road to WrestleMania content over there. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed once again. I've been your host as always. This is Dilly, signing out.